Hey, do you like space, safety, sustainability, Swedish flair, and you're ready to kick carbon emissions to the curb? Well, I may have something for you to check out. What you're looking at is the first generation EX90, Volvo's flagship all-electric luxury 3-row SUV. This family hauler can seat up to 7 passengers and is built on the same platform as the new Polestar 3. It retains that classic Volvo design language akin to its internal combustion engine counterpart, the XC90, and has flush door handles, LED exterior lighting, and cameras everywhere. My tester, being the top-of-the-line Ultra Twin Motor Performance model, has these available and cool-looking glossy black diamond-cut 22-inch wheels. So, a few things to note about this exterior is 1. This big thing right here, this is a LiDAR for the safety systems to keep you nice and safe. 2, it looks a little dirty, so you won't need a microfiber towel because on the windshield wipers, it has a little nozzle right here that can spray it and clean it up, keep you nice and smooth and clean. 3, this color is called sand dune. Very appropriate because guess what? It looks like sand, right? And the last thing is the daytime running lights. These are ultimate Thor's hammer lights, but the secret is they open up when you want to show the headlights. Here, let me show you. You see the lights and then open, I think. Yeah, look at that. The cabin of the EX90 has a minimalist look, and the light ash decor on the dash adds a luxurious touch. Even the optional Bowers & Wilkins speaker on the dash looks cool, albeit mine was a little dirty. Volvo says that the natural lighting of the interior should help with eye fatigue, and since the gear selector is column mounted, that opens up for some storage space under the center stack. The seats in my tester not only look nice, but are upholstered in this faux leather bio-based Nordico material with massage functionality. If imitation leather isn't your thing, there's also an option for tailored wool blend seat upholstery. So to get in the EX90, you can use your key card, put it right here on the door, the handles pop out, or you can even use your phone, which is pretty nice. And coming in, it has a really nice ride height for ingress and egress. And the seats are really comfortable. Even though this is a leather alternative, it feels really nice and very, very supportive. And it has a great range of motion. I mean, these things can go really far back on its tracks. I'm 6'4", plenty of head space, plenty of leg space. And for the steering wheel, you gotta adjust that in the infotainment screen, which I wish it wasn't like that. I wish it was a little bit easier. But the infotainment screen hosts a lot of functions. So the good thing is you have driver profiles to save those functions, and you won't have to adjust all of your settings over and over again, especially if you're trading off cars with a spouse or your family member or a friend. Don't let your friends drive expensive cars. But to get into the second row, sitting behind myself, yeah, that looks a little bit squishy. Thankfully, the second row can slide and recline. And as you saw earlier, I was able to scoot this seat pretty far back on its tracks. I have plenty of headroom, but as far as leg room, if you're tall in the second row, this is how far it slides back. But you got a really nice recline, which is good, and a flat floor for your middle seat occupants. And check this out. This even has a booster seat for the babies. Volvo thinks of everything. Oh my goodness. But if you're sitting, ooh, that's a lot of wires. There we go. But if you're sitting behind someone of average height, then yeah, you have a really comfortable seating situation back here. Look at that leg space. You also get your command center for your HVAC controls in the second row, and plenty of headroom, and you can get in a really comfortable position back here. And your vents, isn't that fancy? And the cool thing is, getting into the third row is great because you have this latch on the shoulder, which folds the seat forward, even if you have a child seat in place. And all right, I'm doing this for you guys. I'm getting back here. You know what? I'm gonna fold this bad boy just so you can really see what I'm working with. All right. But I can fit back here. But at 6'4", I'm grazing the headliner, and it's not a lot of good space to work with. But at least I have some utility rings to grab onto if I'm feeling a little anxious and claustrophobic. Don't you dare put me in the back of an EX90. This is made for smaller adults, kids, and you even have some latch anchors here, some car seats. But yeah, don't put me back here. I'll use these USB ports to charge up and be on my phone on social media talking about you and your family. I'm out. As far as cargo space, behind the third row there's 13.6 cubic feet, fold down the third row for up to 37.3 cubic feet, and with the second and third rows folded, there's 75.4 maximum cubic feet. A few details in the cargo area. That's how you open it, just in case you were wondering. And back here behind the third row, you can see it's a good amount of space. You can fit a bag, some camera equipment, and there's also underfloor storage for some cables, a gallon of milk, some Cheetos, whatever. And you also get these bag hooks right here for your groceries so it doesn't roll all over the place. And these beautiful buttons right here that are capacitive touch. So when you graze it, you don't know if you're getting any feedback or what it's doing. Right now the car is lowering it, and I didn't mean it to. But you also get some buttons right here that electronically fold the third row, and you only have to press it once, which is great. I'm looking at you, Lexus, with your holding third row folding buttons. And then when you fold the second row, there's plenty of space. Although, for this amount of money, I wish the second row would fold from the cargo area, but you have to grab the latch right here on the side. And look at how much stuff you can haul. So much, in fact, Volvo decided to put a graphic right here showing you what you can haul. Look, a baby stroller, some golf clubs, a washer and a chair, a refrigerator. Debatable, but it shows you what you can haul. And if you're wondering if this thing has a front trunk, well, guess what? It does. You open it right here like you would conventionally open up a hood, and you walk over and you open this thing up. Like, when I say open, I mean, why is this hood 7 feet tall? But check this out. You can fit a little bit of stuff in here. Along with a stylish interior, the EX90 gets plenty of tech. It gets a 13-inch head-up display, 9-inch driver display, and a portrait-style 14.5-inch center touchscreen with wireless Apple CarPlay and Google built in, so you can use apps like Google Maps, Play, and Assistant to help limit distractions while driving. There's also a 360-degree camera for those tight parking spots, USB-C charge ports, and wireless phone charging. The interior of the EX90 is sleek, it's minimalistic, and it looks pretty cool. You get some nice materials on your door panel. These speaker covers look pretty cool for the Bowers and Wilkins system, but I really don't like the switch gear for the windows because you gotta switch between front or back. It should just be 4 buttons just to make it a little bit easier. And it's gloss black, so that means it's gonna look dirty pretty quickly, along with the steering wheel buttons that are the same, gloss black, and they're kind of weird to operate. It will take some getting used to, and if you're not tech savvy, it pretty much will be a little intimidating to work. But some of the buttons operate changing the gauge cluster, and the gauge cluster is nice and slim. It gets the job done, it's clear, it gives you all the information you need, and it doesn't have to be massive. It looks and fits great. As far as the infotainment screen, this can also be a little intimidating if you're not tech savvy because it does look a little bit cluttered right here. Thankfully, you do have shortcuts that you can access on the bottom of the screen, and these change when you're driving as well. So you can go from your camera, glove box, or when you're driving, it'll change to your one pedal drive mode or performance mode. But a lot of the settings are embedded in this screen, especially for your seats or your controls. And it's nice that you have driver profile so you won't have to change all of that. And yeah, it takes a little bit of getting used to, but it works just fine. And as far as storage, you got some pretty decent storage, especially behind or below the center console. And you also have your wireless charger, some cup holders, and a pretty small compartment, center compartment. But one big thing I do want to note, doesn't come with a sunglasses compartment, which is sacrilege in an SUV. And you cannot cover the panoramic roof. It just shines in all of the light. But at least it's not hard light and you're not getting really hot. Because if you want it to cool down, you got to access the HVAC controls in the screen. So this can be either really irritating or really nice, depending on if you like or dislike technology. The EX90 is powered by a flat skateboard style 111 kilowatt hour battery. The base model twin motor EX90 has a combined 408 horsepower and standard all-wheel drive, getting it from 0 to 60 in 5.7 seconds. But my twin motor performance model tester bumps up horsepower to 510 and has 671 pound-feet of torque, which shaves off a whole second from its 0 to 60 sprint. As far as towing, the EX90 is rated up to 4,850 pounds. This twin motor performance model has plenty of pep, but I feel like the throttle inputs are a little delayed when I put my foot down. And one way to fix that is just hitting the performance button at the bottom of the infotainment screen on this shortcut bar, and that fixes that problem, and your throttle inputs are a lot quicker and it reacts a lot quicker. And you also have one pedal drive mode if that's your thing, and also this auto one pedal drive mode, which lets you coast until there's a car in front of you, and then one pedal drive mode pretty much does its thing. But it's not cruise control, so just remember you have to put your foot on the accelerator pedal to get going again. One pedal drive mode. The EPA estimates the EX90 can achieve up to 310 miles of range for both models, but if you opt for the larger 22-inch wheels, range drops down to just 300 miles. The battery also uses preconditioning to heat or cool to an optimal temperature for rapid charging, and the EX90 will be the first Volvo vehicle capable of bi-directional charging, which can be useful to provide power to something like an electronic device, another EV, or maybe even a house. And this gets a max charge rate of 250 kilowatts, which means you can get a 10% to 80% charge in about 30 minutes. And it also includes an NACS charge adapter, which means you have access to around 17,600 supercharger stations. That's pretty cool. And I forgot my credit card. The low-mounted battery in the EX90 definitely helps with its agility. The base model offers a dynamic chassis with a double wishbone front suspension, but for a more plush ride, air suspension is available, along with active chassis technology with shock absorbers that adapt instantly to road conditions for the best comfort and handling. The ride quality in here feels good. It feels like I'm riding on a cloud, and the air suspension is doing a good job at soaking up all the bumps and keeping vibrations and harshness outside of the cabin. And the steering, it feels good. It's stable on center and pretty precise. But this signal stalk right here, it's one of the stalks that goes right up to the middle after you press it down. I can't tell you how many times I've accidentally left on the signal because it's right there in the middle. I just got to hear the clicking, so just keep that in mind. Another thing is, this doesn't really have drive modes, just the performance mode, so you can't really stiffen up the steering, and that pretty much just makes your throttle inputs a little bit quicker. So no snow mode, just kind of cruising along. This Swedish 3-row EV handles its weight well, and I was pleasantly surprised with its tight turning circle. And even though I'm riding on some 22s, the wheels don't impact the ride quality. If you need a type of sanctuary, this cabin is where you need to be. It is very quiet. The windows do a great job at keeping out the outside noise, and there's no propulsion sounds being pumped in from the speakers, so this is a serene atmosphere. And as far as visibility, it's nice going straight forward and over my left shoulder, but over my right, if this seat is occupied, it kind of compromises the visibility going towards the D pillar. And I wish there was a digital rear view mirror just to see out back, just in case this cabin is packed with people or things. Volvo says that their EX90 is the safest Volvo ever. Every model has a standard LiDAR sensor, 5 radar sensors, 8 cameras, and 16 ultrasonic sensors that all together act as a 360-degree monitor of safety. Blind spot warning, automatic emergency braking, and adaptive cruise control naturally come standard, but some extra features worth mentioning are occupant sensing to make sure no one is left in the car, and driver understanding, which is designed to prevent distractions and track attentiveness. No, you don't get hands-free driving yet. Maybe it'll be available with an over-the-air update, but for right now you get pilot assist with lane-changing functions, which is good for those long road trips, but you gotta make sure you keep your hand on the wheel. This is capacitive touch, so you don't have to really torque the steering wheel, and you gotta keep your eyes on the road because the cameras in here, they'll let you know when you're not paying attention. A base Volvo EX90 Plus model begins at $81,290, and that price reflects the destination fee. This includes 20-inch wheels, head-up display, 360-degree camera, a fixed panoramic sunroof, and pilot assist. If you'd like larger wheels, soft closed doors, air suspension, and massaging front seats, the EX90 Ultra model starts at $85,640. And if you have a need for some more get-up, the EX90 twin motor performance grade begins at just over $86,000. Whenever you're ready to dive into the EV realm and you want to sell your car, go on kbb.com and Kelley Blue Book can help you find out your car's value. So you can put it towards the EX90 or maybe even a smaller alternative like the EX30. But go to kbb.com, click the link above for more details. Competitors in the luxury 3-row EV SUV segment worth checking out include the Rivian R1S, Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV, Lucid Gravity, and the Cadillac Vistic. The Volvo EX90 is built in Charleston, South Carolina, and if you're looking to get one, they're on sale now. Yeah, this thing is big, it's full of safety features, lots of tech, can seat up to 7 people, it's pretty quick, and it's a Volvo. So if you love all of that Swedish meatball goodness, check one out for yourself.